Hey, welcome back to Logan Simmons Photography, and I want to start with a story today. But before I do that, make sure you like the video and subscribe to the channel so you can see more great content like this. So the story is this. To be honest, it's been cold, it's been gloomy, it's been rainy, it's been winter, it's been dull, it's been cloudy, all of those things, and I have been stuck in the house a lot. So I try to do some new things, like play with the cat.
Sweetie, play. Play, sweetie. Come on. What?
Work on my screenplay.
Dear Mr. Spielberg, I have an idea for a movie about a group of monks who fight an evil force known as the dark side, with a power known as the Force.
And discover new science. But, you know, that didn't really fulfill me. And luckily, the weather did clear a little bit and I was able to get out. So I'm going to show you some pictures and we're going to call this kind of, you know, maybe spring's in the air. There's hope out there. But I'm going to start with some of the gloomy stuff first. At least some people will think it's gloomy, but I think they're actually quite interesting. So let's start with this. And this is in a particular creek that's fairly close to my home. Mainly these pictures here. And I'm going to start with this first one here. And you kind of see the gnarly bits there of the winter, of the gray. And I actually like this picture. It just creates so many different patterns and things like that there. I know it's not everyone's cup of tea, but you know what? Winter even does have its charm. I've done some videos on it in the past. So don't be discouraged and get depressed like me and, you know, be forced just to play with your cat. Do other things out there, even though we do love you, Nellie. Yes, we do. Okay, so I'll go ahead and flash a couple others here on the scene. You know, you can see again, it's still fairly gray out there, but I did see some foliage starting to pop in. We did these couple sepia ones here where you do see that nice bit of the branch there. It wasn't too much color, so I did decide to go ahead and do a sepia, more monochromatic look, but you know, it's still pleasant. It does show things are starting to come, but even still, you look through there and you still see, oh, there's some gnarly bits there of the particular creek and of the stream. But again, they still have charm to them. Look there, the light, the way it's shining on it. You got a nice composition there with, you know, us looking down the stream there. I think they worked out quite well. So go ahead and try and flash a few more on here. I try, you know, here's one thing where I tried to do kind of a blue cyan tint to the image to add a little bit of interest. You know, moderately successful. And I'll show you this one here, kind of a, you know, a bit of black and white in color in the same image. You know, these kind of just dead bits and things like that. I'm not plants or weeds. I'm not sure what these things are, but they were in kind of a wetland part where the creek kind of empties into. And actually, I kind of liked how we had the blue sky there, the reflection on the water. And then, of course, you have here the gray and the white there of the twigs and the branches and things like that, whatever that is there. I thought that was kind of cool. But we eventually started moving on. You know, I'll show you this one here. Where we have the stream here, and then we have the tree there with kind of the orange leaves. I guess that is kind of leftover from fall, but you do see some color there. It's starting to pop a little bit. And as you move forward here, I'm going to show you some of the leaves here, because a lot of these haven't died yet. You know, that's something you notice when you're out. I guess in some ways they're evergreens, but I think it's starting to show things are coming back. These are kind of close-ups here of the particular leaves and the branches, but I really liked the way the light shined in here and kind of illuminated that and gave you this nice almost like glitter look across the image. So it's pretty, I like the way that turned out. And here's kind of a contrast to what you're seeing out there when you have here the green leaves there on the bottom. And then, of course, you have still the remnants of fall and winter above. So I thought that was an interesting contrast there to look at. But moving forward, you know, the color is coming back, like I said here. So I guess this is a lot of color in the water, but you see that beautiful turquoise there, that blue there, and then the green leaves wrapping around kind of creates this thing that draws your eye around in a circle. And I thought, you know, that was a pretty cool shot there as well. And I'll keep flashing a couple more here up on the screen. I like this one here where you have in the foreground the beautiful golden leaves here, and then you've got the blue water there in the background. It created a very nice contrast, I thought. as things moved along. And I'll show you here in this marsh area, you still do have some of that green starting to pop out. So like in the background, you see the gray, but in the foreground, you do see that green starting to come forward and really pop, which is a nice thing to see there. So we'll go ahead and keep advancing on here. I did a lot of close-ups of the various leaves and even a little bit of flowering trees you'll see here in a moment. But I love how this particular one, you have the water here in the background rushing forward and a little burst of green coming out, and you have that beautiful funnel of light coming through. I thought that was a nice refreshing image in comparison to some of these things. And I'll show some of these, any more of that. We have that stream of light coming through. This particular one where it's the green here, it's kind of I decided to interpret a little bit more of a cool image, not quite as warm and yellow. But I love how the light, it's almost like multiple streams of light, just perfectly illuminating each little part there. And so I thought that worked out particularly well. Let me go ahead and see here, just a couple more I'll show you like that. These next couple ones, you've got the tree branch there in the foreground, this golden look to it there. And I think the tree branch kind of directs your eye around the image and makes it kind of dance and play around there. And then I'll show you a couple more, another one of these trees here with the branch. But I think this particular one, actually there was some smoke nearby, and that actually created this nice kind of atmospheric effect right behind the branch that I really liked. But it's that beautiful golden pop there that's really starting to make you see what's going on there. And here's again by the stream there, the water, and you are seeing those green leaves there. So life is still there. I'll show you this. This is one of my favorites here, probably from the shoot. And you have this, I don't know what those things are, these kind of vines hanging from the trees, just straight down in this case. And it's almost like the whole picture is hanging literally on that vine. You've got the beautiful blue water there in the background, the sparkle there from the sun, and then of course you have the leaves and the branches kind of hanging off. I love how that on the right side there, you've got the tree trunk. You've got kind of this little branch or twig or something there in the foreground that's kind of directing your eye. So I thought that was a nice look there, and I was really happy with that. Probably though my favorite stuff from the actual shoot were these this discovery of this flowering tree. And it's just such a, for months and months of just, not months and months, but a few months of gray out there, it was so nice to see a little bit of red, a little bit of color popping out. So I definitely hope to see more. But I kind of want to close out with this. I'll go ahead and flash these images here on the screen. And so I'll let you enjoy that right now, and we'll come back in a second. All right, so that is that. Spring is coming. Don't worry, folks. Don't get depressed. As you can see, evidence is there, even if you don't immediately see it out of your front door. So definitely appreciate you watching this little video here today. And on behalf of Nala and I, remember to subscribe, remember to like the video, and we'll see you again next time. You have a good one. Bye-bye.